Put that shit on. 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 Unbelievable route.
Hey, I'm AB here on behalf of CTSPN, and I'm here with some great individuals. Obviously, my guy Triple C, I had a chance to do the President Trump campaign with Huey down in Arizona. And my guy Karim,
yes, sir.
Here on behalf of real estate and Section 8 business, real successful business guy who is also there in Arizona on behalf of representing President Trump. And welcome to CTSPN. I'm obviously grateful to have people like you guys be here and discuss some of your trauma, some of your businesses, and some of the stuff you're doing. Especially you, Karim. I know Triple C not kicking ass anymore. He's just, looking like a poster boy.
Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate you having us on.
You,
yeah,
man.
so essentially, obviously, Section 8 investing, we kind of touched on that first time we met, right?
Yeah, because I grew up in Section 8. I grew up right around in Miami, right here on 58 Terrace, 17th Avenue, apartment building that's not even there no more, but Section 8 apartment. My mom had it. So I know I'm a little familiar with Section 8, and I'm sure you can educate me, Triple C, and some of the viewers as far as what's Section 8, what that even mean. If some people wouldn't understand it, could you just
Of course, bro.
break it
Well,
down?
Triple C's already in it, bro. He's got some properties
I
himself.
know Triple
but-
C told me he got matter of fact, hold up. Triple C actually bragged about you and you guys' business in regards of what you guys was doing. I know we was doing a lot that day, but he did mention that was his primary focus now that he's not fighting anymore. He says
expanding his portfolio.
spending his wealth in his portfolio with Section 8 houses and real estate and
But can I tell you why it be that I like it is because it's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And the first time that I met Karim was actually on social media because I was already doing Section 8 housing. But what I was doing is I was doing real estate development, building these multifamily homes, and then sticking families in there because every family wants a new home. So part of what I was doing is I want to make sure that people that were kind of raised that grew up like us, that they know what it feels like to have a new home. So maybe someday that when they're off and independent, particularly the kids, that they'd be able to do that, or buy something for their mom someday. But that being said, I ran across what Karim was doing. I'm just like, man, this fucking cat is 23 years old.
killing it, man.
Driving a Rolls Royce.
Right, look at the boots, man. Make sure you zoom in on the boots. Kareem got that shit on. Triple C came with some Louis V. I'm jacking it. Some CTSP.
What you got on,
fashion.
bro? What you
I
got
got on
on?
a little Balenciaga.
There you go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing it right, man. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go back, I start listening to him, and the reality is, man, business is changing. You don't have to be this 40, 50-year-old, 6-year-old man that's a real estate Mongol. These dudes right now, at the age of 23, Karim and his team, they have a system to where they're just operating it and they're hitting it 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys have a management company. They have their loan officers. Like they have the whole team to where everything is cut, slice, and dice like on the spot. So when I saw that I could buy homes with a turnkey ready, I mean, I just had to see the plan. I did it. Now I have a portfolio of 20 houses. I mean, in other words, I am cashing in.
Oh, he putting that shit on, Triple C. Triple C, that's amazing, man. I'm proud of you, man. To just, just to feel good, look good. I think you look better now at being after your career, and to find a young mogul like Karim, man, who just energetic, inspired, and just resourcing business like Karim. How do you get into real estate? Like, what got you into real estate?
Man. So the way that I got into it initially was I actually worked for Section 8 at 17. I interned there for literally 6 months. So that's where I learned the entire process, cut and dry, all the way from finding the properties, learning how the Section 8 tenant actually qualified for Section 8, how do the inspections go, how does the paperwork go, the entire thing. And 6 months later, I closed on my first property.
Wow.
Yeah. So the entire process for me was just about delegating, building a team, and then eventually learning how to do it out of state. So I'm from Louisiana, and I own, well over 50 properties in Ohio, and I've never even been there. For him, for example, he's never been to Ohio. I'm going to go ahead and assume, and he's at 20 doors. So our whole process is built on us setting everything up, getting the property managers, getting the inspectors, getting everything. That way, when you hop into it, it's essentially just a plug and play.
Amazing, man. So how did your upbringing really shape your view towards real estate? Like how did you come so business savvy at a young age?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I'm from a Middle Eastern family. So for me, growing up, it was always go to college, become a doctor, become a lawyer. There's no other option.
Not a football player, a fighter?
No, man. Middle Eastern
Damn.
parents are just like, you're either going to become
like
a
that.
doctor, lawyer, engineer, or, nothing else. That's essentially what my family wanted. But I've always been business driven. I've always had it in me. At like, I don't even know, 10 years old, had my first business doing like lemonade stands. After that, I was pressure washing at like 15, 16 years old, flipping shoes, doing everything. And then finally, I had to get 100 service hours at my high school. And so one of the agencies I could do it at was Section 8. Okay, so I did that. And then after I finished 100 service hours, I was like, this is a pretty solid opportunity. Okay, and then from there, once I learned everything, I was like, shit, I got to take action at this point. I saw those landlords with 10, 20, 50, 100 plus properties getting that passive income every single month, and it just clicked,
That's amazing, man, because it come back to my point. Like, was there ever a moment where you realized, like, yo, this is bigger than just flipping houses?
What else you flipping?
Right? I'm like, yo, you get the first property, you like, yo, you doing something. You get the second one, it's like, man, okay, that's amazing. But you got 200 properties. At what point did you just realize, like, you got Triple C here in a room where you really standing by you, investing with you? Like, what moment where you just realize, like, you know what? Not only is flipping houses important, but I'm also impacting lives, impacting athletes, post-careers. Like, you ever realize or have a moment where it's like, wow, it's bigger than flipping houses?
Yeah, of course. It's about building community. I mean, when I first started this, I didn't even know I was going to help people with Section 8. I started social media. I was posting, hey, I just closed my 40th property, closed my 45th property. I was documenting the process, and people started to reach out to me. Hey, we see you're doing this. We want to get into it too. How can you help? So we've essentially built a community to walk people through that entire process. And we've helped people that would probably never invest in Section 8 or real estate, whatever the case may be, change their entire lives. All the way from getting out of their 9-to-5s. We've thousands of individuals that have worked with us and hundreds of success stories. So it's not only about, building a portfolio for myself at this point. It's more so about, number one, we help a lot of tenants provide housing, because if I don't necessarily provide that housing, a lot of landlords won't. A lot of landlords are scared to work with Section 8 tenants. But additionally, working with students and helping them build a portfolio for their self and their family.
Amazing. So let's say the game Section 8. Let's break down, what is Section 8? Why should investors care?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of what is Section 8 specifically, it's a program for low-income individuals. Like you said, you were on Section 8, so I'm sure you understand a little bit about it. But it's a program for low-income individuals who can't necessarily afford to pay their rent every single month. The government will come in, they'll subsidize. Essentially, they'll pay for their rent every single month. And for me, what I do is I find properties in the Midwest and the Southeast under $100,000, okay? And I'll rent it out to these tenants for above market value. Mm-hmm. So the government will guarantee their rents, and they pay it to me every single month. So I'm putting, $8,000 to $12,000 down on these properties to cash flow $500 to $800 a month. So that's why it's intriguing. Meanwhile, doing it completely out of state.
And I feel like Section 8 also could be a way where women could use to make more money. Anytime a woman is in an individual single capacity, you could get some benefits through Section 8. You know about those benefits, like free groceries, free, some stuff come with Section 8. Like, it's free housing, but it's more than that, right?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of benefits, we have a lot of individuals, on the program.
You explain that to them? What's on the program? We know it's free housing.
Well, Section 8 specifically is going to be the housing, right? Now, there's obviously other things that come into it, right? So there's food stamps. So there's other
Food
programs.
stamps, so that part of the program. So let's get this clear. My dad was always a football player, but my mom liked it money. So I think she liked it the free house to keep her money and just get the extra money. I'm not giving out no ideas, but that's just a part of Section 8. You know what I mean? What is the biggest misconception about Section 8 and the tenants and landlords? Like, what's the biggest misconception? Like, I just mentioned one misconception. Like, it don't even have to be for women who just can't afford to pay their rent. It could just be a single mom who needed needed housing, so her rent maybe could go to her kids. Or
So I would say the biggest misconception about Section 8 is that people believe that Section 8 tenants are going to trash your property. People believe that these individuals are going to go in there, they're going to make a mess, they're bad people. But when you think about it, a Section 8 tenant is anyone. It's an individual that makes under 50% of the average median income in a given area. You know what I'm saying? So a Section 8 tenant is not always going to be a bad person, right? They're just like you and I at the end of the day.
just normal people that are trying to find a living and get a little assistance throughout the program to be able to get that assistance. You got a place to stay now. You could use your other little funds, maybe other places that just
That's correct.
help you live a good life.
And then your average Section 8 tenant stays in a house for 7.5 years versus market tenants only stay in a house for 2 years. So they stay a lot longer as well in the property.
So how long can you be in a program? Long as you stay at the salary of Section 8? Like,
Correct.
okay.
As long as you continuously qualify,
Okay.
there's some Section 8 tenants that have been in the program for 20, 30, 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right.
Is it any Section 8 recession? Like, what if the market crash? Is the program still alive? Like, families still got places to stay if...
Yeah, 100%.
Does it
So it's
crash?
recession-proof, pandemic-proof, whatever you want to call it, just because it's guaranteed income directly from the U.S. government. So whether or not another COVID comes around or the market crashes or there's financial instability or the financial climate shifts, I'm still going to get the guaranteed check on the first of every single month. So as you see people worry about, Bitcoin's crashing or the stock market is hitting, it doesn't necessarily matter for me just because it's guaranteed income.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what kind of drove me to Section 8 too is a little bit of what he's talking about. Let's say somebody does burn the house or somebody does do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like you'll get more for that house because the house will be appraised to X amount. Okay. So let's say the house is 50,000, they could cut you a check for about 100. So you have those situations too. So the way that Karim and his team have really laid down a system, it's where you're gonna be protected. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're not gonna be the one that's gonna be collecting the checks. Like the checks are gonna be going into your account automatically, and you do have a management firm that you do have to hire to take a look, like make sure everything is fine and dandy, man, because you just never know.
Never know how people coming, right? 100%. So what kind of cash flow are we talking here? Like,
I mean, look.
Can we get rich off Section 8 or is it a long game? Or is it a long game?
I mean, look, real estate is ultimately a long game. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it for the long term to set yourself up, right?
Yes.
But can you get rich off Section 8? 100%. You could buy properties, as I said, right now in the Midwest and the Southeast for $75,000. Let's say Cleveland, Ohio. You could rent that same property out from $1,200 to $1,500 a month. With $8,000 to $12,000 down, you'll cash flow $500 to $800 a month. So if you have 50 properties and each one's making you $500 a month, 25 G's a month cash flow.
So how do I get in? How does this start, Triple C? I just like, you got the properties, someone provide the money to viewers.
Yeah, so in terms of like what we do, with individuals that want to work with us is, we find the location, we determine, obviously, based off how many properties you want to own, what your goals look like. Do you care about appreciation at all? Is it simply cash flow? Determine the location, find the properties for you. We set up the management, maintenance, the entire process, all the way from finding it to getting it rented out. It's cut and dry.
So is it a formula or is just your gut instinct?
In terms of, I mean, our process, it's
Turn
essentially
over.
like it's a system that I built. You know, it's like a blueprint.
Not
So you
just
know how
not
to-
just that, but it's a strategy too. Like he's not getting into the state of Florida because man, you guys have a lot of hurricanes.
Yeah.
You know, he's in specific markets where, you know, where it's dominated particularly by minorities,
Okay.
and you're able to house them as they could still work and do those blue collar jobs that not every, you know, a cracker is willing to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's you help out society through the program, and you know it's great because he's making a great contribution on top of everything that he's doing. He's making money. He's helping the world.
So how do I find, or the viewers find, a Section 8 property? Like,
So
a good one though.
let's say you
Where
have
do you
50
look?
Yeah, if you've had $15,000 in your bank account right now and you wanted to find your first Section 8 rental,
Okay.
you could go on a website called investorlift.com.
Okay, can you say it again so the viewers hear
It's
that?
called investorlift.com.
Okay.
Okay, you could filter, let's say, Cleveland, Ohio, looking
Okay.
for properties under $100,000.
I see you like the Ohio. Is it a sweet spot in Ohio?
It's a sweet spot. That's where his
why-
proproperties
I
are.
know. That's what Triple C
Cleveland,
told me. He
Ohio.
like, yo, I got like 200 properties. I'm like, bro, you never even seen them. But that's amazing. So Ohio's the sweet spot. You go on
Ohio's
the
the sweet
website
spot.
and then
You go on the website, you use the
Okay.
filters,
Okay.
generally under 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms plus. Once you find the property, you
Okay.
can get yourself a DSCR pre-qualification letter to be able to fund the property. You can get one on kiavi.com.
okay.
Okay, from there, once you have the funding, you could actually rent that same property on affordablehousing.com and get yourself a Section 8 tenant directly from there.
Amazing. So how involved are you with tenants? Or is it hands-on or is it strictly business? Like I'm sure.
No, I'm not in contact with any of my tenants.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all my property manager. That's like essentially his role to handle that.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. So
So you got a good structure.
Yeah. So the way
100%.
it's like, the way he's structured is obviously you got to pay your taxes, like, you know, the basic stuff that's in there.
got a team.
But now it's a management firm
Team.
that is taking care of what is it that's wrong.
So it's hands-on.
the tenants contact the management company.
right?
Okay.
You know, anything that's above anything below $150, that's on them. Anything above that, then you make a decision. You know,
So your management team is pretty much hands-on with the tenants to make sure
They're
their needs-
hands-on, and I
Yes.
communicate with the management team. Because obviously, if you have 100, 200, 300 properties, you don't want to be in communication with the tenant specifically.
Okay.
You want to more so be the investor in the back end rather than the day-to-day landlord who's just contacting tenants, who's involved, who's always stressed, who has
Too
to deal
many
with
headaches,
bullshit
yeah,
in between.
exactly.
That's not what I'm trying to do. For me, it's about scaling and essentially delegating rather than just being involved in that day-to-day.
Yeah, nice word, scaling. So what's your plan for scaling? From property to a whole portfolio? Like what's that look like?
Yeah, for me, I mean, at this point, I don't buy like one at a time specifically just
Okay.
because I don't want to move slow. My goal is to buy, 10 at a time, 20 at a time, 30 at a time, just so I can move quicker.
Alright.
Yeah.
Any wild stories from the beginning in the trenches? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
what's
there's a-
your advice on picking a solid team? Like, what do you tell Triple C? Like
we picked the team out for him. You know what I'm saying? We got the management set up. We have the maintenance, all that good stuff. But I mean, if you want to get into this and you want to find a property manager, for example, you could go on like thumbtack.com or indeed.com. You can find yourself a property manager on there. Anywhere from 8 to 10% that can get the property completely occupied. You know what I'm saying?
any nightmare tenants, like crazy evictions?
100%.
Tell some stories, man. We see TSPN. There's a lot of crazy shit's going on. Give us a good example of some
Yeah.
crazy tenant in
I
Section 8. 'Cause
I had a tenant, I think it was about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Her name was Robert.
Does her name. Just tell me the story.
She burned the property down.
St. Jane Doe.
He burned the property.
She burned the property down. It was like a
Damn.
$70,000 house that I picked up.
ESPN.
Yeah, she left one of the candles on her. I don't know how the fuck it got lit up, but she left one of the candles on. We got a notification at like 2 or 3 a.m. at night. House got burned. Fire department showing up, whatever the case may be. And I was like, that's real, obviously. Almost burned the neighbor's house down too. but I ended up making a profit on that house because the insurance company adjuster went out there. He looked at the property. They adjusted the damages to be right around $150,000 to replace that house's value. So I got a check cut for right around 150 G's, and I paid 70K for that house.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Any crazy eviction stories? Like someone won't leave the property. You have any squatters? Just like, man.
Squatters don't happen in these kind of states, honestly. Like
Okay.
Louisiana and Ohio are very, very landlord friendly.
What
So
about
I don't
someone
have.
who can't pay their bill? Like, like any evictions where the tenant would not leave?
Well, look, I mean, in terms of like Section 8 with the evictions, if they don't pay their bill, they could get kicked off of the process. So generally, Section 8 tenants always pay. That's more so like the market tenants. You have issues with non-payment or they're running into bullshit where, hey, can I pay you half now, half later? The Section 8 tenants payment is anywhere from like maybe 10 to 30% of the rent.
So it's rarely an eviction. So is it
Yeah,
rarely
like
an
I said, the
eviction?
average tenant stays in a house for 7.5 years. Obviously, there are stories once you're at scale, and there could be issues if there's lack of screening. But generally, I don't run into that stuff.
Yeah, no, and a little bit of what Karim was saying about Section 8 is like these guys, they gotta file to be in Section 8. It's a process, bro. Like you don't
The
just
program, right? You gotta meet certain requirements, right? Triple C.
so the last thing you want to do is mess up your opportunity,
Benefit.
and then they'll pretty much from what he's told me, they'll actually kick you out of Section 8.
You can get kicked out.
Have you ever had to ever fire a property manager? How you handle finding the right team?
Yeah, of course, I had to fire a property manager. I think multiple times at this point. But in terms of like I said, finding the right team, it's just about checking their track record, making sure they're familiar with Section 8, they know how to run through the process. I'm not trying to sit here and teach somebody how to be a property manager per se. They have to have the track record. They have to have worked with Section 8 tenants prior. They have to have some kind of like plumbing, electrical experience, all that good stuff. That way, they could go ahead, handle their business. I can more so just be the investor.
Fire. So let's get into money talk and mindset. What's your mindset when it comes to risk?
When it comes to what?
Risk. You play it
Risk?
safe or you go all in?
No, I mean, the reason I do Section 8 is just because it's a safe investment. Like I said, it's recession-proof, pandemic-proof, you name it. Just because with these properties, it's guaranteed rent. Okay, and additionally, I'm not buying in locations like Tampa, Florida, or Jacksonville, where ultimately you could end up having a hurricane come out, wipe your property. Okay, we're buying in areas like Ohio. For the most part, you don't have that kind of stuff pop up, and these deals specifically, your money out of pocket is only $8,000 to $12,000 down, so it's not much of a risk regardless.
So how do you stay focused when the money starts flowing and the distractions coming in heavy?
I mean, for me, it's just about knowing, there's a bigger purpose behind it. Obviously there's a time to work and there's a time to play. And I'm sure you know that too, but
How do you stay focused? What do you tell the viewer? Being at 23, managing 300 properties, cash flow coming in crazy.
how do you stay focused, Henry?
It all goes
With heavy
back-
distractions, bro. You just said if I get 20 properties, 10 properties is $25,000 a month.
Yeah.
200 properties, 300 a month. You probably tell everyone, kiss my ass, right? I'm just saying. I'm asking because I want the viewers to know when the cash flow come, how do you handle distractions? Because we all get distracted, Triple C.
Yeah, but no,
It's
but
Miami. It's strip clubs. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Miami's different, man. First
Yeah.
of all, don't live here, dude.
Yeah.
Second, I just feel like it all goes back to Kareem wants generational wealth, man. He wants his
Okay,
great
okay.
great grandkids to be able to take his companies to the next level. So I think it all goes back to the goal, and I'm sure once he has kids too, all that stuff will change too, and I think he'll even up it even more.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
Kareem-
diversifying his
yeah.
portfolio too. So it's not just sectioning. Like there's a lot of things that he's doing too that
Yeah.
that he wants to just he wants to change his family's life forever, future
Nah,
generations.
it's admirable, cool. You being so young and so driven and so business savvy. I just wanted you to think about just, the more you get up in business, be leery of the distractions from coming hot girls, cars, planes, anything that flies, fucks. least.
Yeah. What about for you, bro? I mean, what's kind of like, how do you stay locked in?
Bro, you know, I'm a football player, so it's like you either do or die. And it's like you got a short window of opportunity to be great. So it's like discipline. In life, discipline the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? How you live your life, how you prepare. I'm sure Triple G know being a fighter, athlete is like, you got like 3-4 months to train and like you're probably ready to have sex, but you just know like that little distraction because prohibit your performance, and your performance is what's really sustaining your ability, your lifestyle. So it was like, to me, it's always knowing what's important, having the plan, writing the plan, and talking to older people that's smarter than me, that made more money than me, or may be in the same position I was in at my age, and learn from them. You know, Triple C by your side, he probably been through every phase of being a champion and dealing with people coming, trying to take from him, or any type of manipulation. If you could just, you know, be leery of the distractions, the more successful you get, you know, because, you know, Triple C, it could be, you know, just be leery. You're a successful guy. I just want the viewers to hear.
Yeah, for me, it's just
understand, you know?
about the exact same thing that you said, having that discipline, knowing when to work, knowing when to play. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the person that's not doing anything on Saturday, not doing anything on Sunday, locking in on, 9 p.m. while everybody's out on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's about Monday to Friday, locking in, getting what I need to get done, and just focusing on the bigger picture. What am I trying to build?
It's pretty impressive you being pretty young and keep that mentality. So it's a good mentality to have, you know, continue that. Let's talk culture and impact. How do you balance making a profit or making an impact in the community when the community need it?
In terms of making an impact on the community, I mean, for me, I love to give back. I don't like to make it public necessarily. It's more so just like between me and obviously my maker. But I love to give back, helping people out when I can. And that's not necessarily always monetarily. It's more so, when can I help out? When can I teach people new things? When can I put people on game and help them change their life? Like, if you look at my content on Instagram, for example, every single thing that I post is the exact sauce. Like, how do you get into it? How do you do this? How do you get through this process? So it's education. And I also donate a lot as well to multiple different charities. But making sure to stay grateful, obviously, and help people out when I can.
So do you ever feel judged or misunderstood for investing in low-income housing?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, people in my comments specifically are like, you're a slumlord. Why are you working with Section 8 tenants? No, I have a video that has like
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog boss, you did?
I literally have a video on Instagram that has like 10 million views, and there's maybe a couple thousand likes, which is crazy, and there's like 50,000 comments that are like, "You're a piece of shit, slumlord. Why are you working with Section 8 tenants? You're taking advantage of them." Whatever the case may be. But for me, it's like, if I don't house these individuals, like I said, where are they going to live? And we provide quality housing additionally. It has to pass Section 8 inspection every single year.
What do you say to people who look down on Section 8 tenants in the neighborhoods they live in?
They look down on Section 8 tenants. Like I said, they're normal people, just like me. I mean, you were on Section 8, right? So you understand that dynamic for the most part. They're just individuals that make, less than average. But
Yeah. So what would you say to the people who look down on Section 8 tenants?
the people that look down on it, I mean,
what would you say to them?
reconsider for the most part. They're
Join
normal
it.
people. Yeah.
Join it. Join the. I mean, it's money that the government is giving, and it is work. But I think what he has is he's got a team, and I think the team is what makes the business so much smoother.
And I feel like no one should look down on anyone in form of receiving program of assistance for better living. We all are part of life, to live a good life and to live a blessed life, and we all should have the opportunity. And Section 8 is not a bad thing if you meet the right requirements and it's suitable to your lifestyle in regards of living for your kids, or if you got too many kids, or whatever your scenario is, Section 8 is a program that give human beings a better opportunities to live in houses and homes that they may not have the chance to ever live. So I think Section 8 is an opportunity. I think is a way for women, single women, to have more stability in a home like selling, to be able to raise kids in regardless of their circumstance or their work criteria. So yeah, I am a Section 8. I was raised in Section 8, and I don't think no kid or no individual who come through the program for better living, especially living in inner city levels, you know, I don't think you should feel no way of a negative or any down look on yourself in that regards of living in a Section 8. You could be successful, as you can see, no matter where you come from. You could put yourself. So I wanted to, you know, make that clear. And for hustlers, listen, what's your advice for young hustlers who wanna be in on you, but thinks it's a ton of money to start? Like, I'm a young hustler. What's your advice to young hustlers who probably will watch this and be like, you know what, I probably want to get in with Karim and Triple C. It looks cool, but they don't have the budget. What would you tell someone want to get in with you?
Well, the cool thing about Section 8 is that you don't need the biggest budget. I mean, I got my first property with $5,000 down, you know, so it could be as little as that. It's not like what people think about investing in Miami, for example. You know, you're going to buy $1 million property, you need 20% down, you need minimum $200K to get into it. That's not the case, specifically with Section 8 and how I'm doing it. You only need $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 down to get into it initially, but in terms of like a mindset thing, obviously have the determination, learn about it, get familiarized with the process. For me specifically, how I got into it is I work for Section 8. So you could do that, or you could just go ahead and educate yourself about the process. That's why people reach out to us and want to work with us specifically, because we already figured out the process for people.
So if I had to start from scratch tomorrow, what would be my first move? What you tell me to do? Like, if I had to start from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, obviously have the liquidity initially. If you were to start from scratch, go ahead and get your LLC set up. The way that I set it up personally is you could have a holding company in Wyoming, right? And then you would set up like an operating LLC.
So just call Karim.
Call Karim.
Yeah, just call Karim and Triple C. You would set it up. You would make it simple, right?
Yeah, we'll make it simple.
Fire. What books, mentors, a moment shifted like your whole game?
One of my favorite books specifically for me was Never Split the Difference. That's a really good one just because it taught me how to communicate with individuals, negotiate, like real stories that I think helped me out a lot. You know, I think communication is definitely something that's very, very important.
Fire.
What about you, Ron?
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. Well said.
How do you spot a fake entrepreneur? How do you spot them? Is it the fake Gucci's, or is it like your watch? Like, how do you spot a fake entrepreneur from a real one? Like, how you decipher that? Like, how would someone watching CTSP understand a real entrepreneur from like a fake? Like, how would you spot it?
Fuck, bro. I don't know. I mean, that's not my business model, researching fake entrepreneurs. But I mean,
Like, how would you spot them? Like, when you see them, like if you've seen an entrepreneur, like what's a real entrepreneur look like to you?
how can I spot a fake entrepreneur? That's a good one. What do you think? I have no idea. I don't really like. I try to stay like for me personally. I try to stay in my own lane. Like I don't really care what
I
other
know when
people
I
are doing
spot
per
it.
se.
If you wear the same suit, the same blue suit, if I see you in the same blue suit over 4 times, you're not a real entrepreneur. I mean, this is my, like, you know, my Chappelle or whatever, but no, I know a real entrepreneur because he look like Triple C, a guy that's living a good life, low-cut socks, button down.
Got the chain.
He just look like he's happy, you know? Fake entrepreneurs wear the same suits.
Same suits every time.
If you see it more than 4 times, but it gotta be a blue one. Because I feel like a blue suit, I mean, I don't know. Just,
What if it's like a black suit? How you gonna know the difference?
I don't know. That's why I asked the question. That was the purpose of the question, to see like, what's your idea of a real entrepreneur? Like, how do you spot them? I know some guys who just have like a old ass, like, you know what I'm saying, briefcase, look smart, but it's like he ain't do no deals today. All right, whatever. Let's wrap up AB Babs. If your portfolio could talk, what would it say about you, Kareem or Triple C? My shit would say, I'm shitting, I'm smelling it, and I'm loving it. Keep shitting on them. What your portfolio could talk, what would it say, Kareem?
We need some more cash flow.
Boy, Fetty. What about you, Triple
I got
C?
mine. It'd be like ching ching,
Ching,
ching ching, ching ching.
So what's next for you? Any big moves we should be excited about or we should be watching for?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I want to create a fund, raise capital to be able to go ahead and buy more Section 8 properties, buy bigger portfolios. So that's going to be on the lookout. Definitely want to check out for that.
So 5 years from now, I can look up Kareem, Triple C, biggest Section 8 program, real estate business.
Yeah, bro. 5 years from now, hopefully. I mean, if you look up, you just type in K, first thing that loads up is going to be Kareem, Section 8 Kareem. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
like that.
that's the goal.
So leave us with a gem. One rule you live by that's helped you.
One rule for me is
That helped you win. That helped you win. One rule to live by in life. That's helped
always
you win.
stay level-headed and try to, for me, focus on myself. You know what I'm saying? I hate almost like looking at other people, seeing what they're doing, comparing myself. I'm more so try to stay on myself, focus on my craft, and really be the best at what I do. Do it at the highest level. Just like how you guys did it. You did football at the highest level. You're a fighter at the highest level. For me, it's just about focusing on what I do, doing it at the highest level.
What about you, Triple C? Give us some gems, man.
I think it's simple, man.
Live by.
I think MJ said it best. 100 shots that you don't take or 100 shots you don't make.
Keep shooting, huh?
Yeah, in other words, you got to try. If you don't take that opportunity, if you don't take that chance, you'll just never know.
It's amazing.
So don't knock it till you try it.
Please give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm AB on behalf of CTSVN, man. You guys, hope we educated you guys on Section 8, real estate, investment, properties, understanding Section 8, the program, the requirements, living in Section 8, not feeling like it's a downer. I hope Kareem, Triple C, and myself, I educate the viewers. This AB here on CTSPN, where we focus on successful businessmen like yourself, successful fighters, post-career businessman success. And I'm extremely grateful to be here to sit with you guys and
Appreciate you having us.
to be educated. Any last words you want to say?
That's it, man. You guys look into it. It's at _Henry Cejudo.
It's at Section 8 Kareem on Instagram. Appreciate
Follow
you
my
having
guys,
us, bro.
man. Get the team and CTSPN.
Peace.